Hi everybody, welcome back to Bearded Reef. My name's Ross, and in this video I'm going to show you the lighting that I've chose for the Marine X 60.2. Okay, hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Ross, this is Bearded Reef, and this right here is my Waterbox Marine X 60.2. So in this video I want to just run through quickly and show you the light that I've chose for this tank, why I've chose the light, and what actually comes in the box. So as many of you may or may not know, I already run the AI Prime 16HD on the little Peninsula Mini 15 gallon. Now on this tank I decided to go for exactly the same light. That didn't really go down too well. Waterbox themselves had recommended that light. I got the light, fitted it to the tank, spoke to a couple of people, and they all said that light is way underpowered for what you need. So that kind of got me thinking, what way do I want to go with this tank? You know, I've already got the light now. Granted, I didn't pay full price for the light. When I got the tank I got a good deal on that, so it's not the end of the world, but I wanted to try and get something that was going to do this tank justice. You know, if I'm going to challenge myself and go for something interesting and really make this tank work, I want something that's going to be a bit more of a challenge than just, you know, keeping boring corals. So I need to have a light that's going to match up to that. Now, in looking out there was 2 or 3 options, probably 4 actually, but you know, there is the AI Prime 16HD that I've got there. I could have went for one of the Hydra 32s, one of the bigger versions of that, or I could have went for the Pico Tank Radion, you know, the Gen 5, the XR15. Could have went for one of them. What I've ended up doing is going for a light that I think, 1, looks fantastic aesthetically, 2, does the job really well, and has a great app to show it. So, you know, it's one of those that as soon as I seen this light the first time, now I did see this light in person before I even thought about it, and as soon as I seen it I thought, yeah, that's a really nice light. So yeah, this is the reason I went for this one. So it's down here, I'll grab it and I'll show you it. So this is the Reef Factory Reef Flare Pro Blue. Now, you might be thinking, why on earth have you went for a medium? So this is the medium version. You get a small, medium and a large. This is the medium one I've got here. Now, there is a slight reason behind that. Now, for this tank here that I've got, a small will be more than enough for that. More than capable, will do everything you want it to do. I went for the medium for this tank. Now, one of the things, if you look at my scape that I've got here, there's a couple of overhangs and that, so I wanted the light to be spread out a little bit so that it's going to cover all that. So that's one of the reasons, but the other reason is that, you know, I'm going to upgrade this tank at some point. It's not going to be my forever tank. When I come to upgrade it, all I need to do is buy another one of these, and that's me covered for, you know, 4 foot, 5 foot tank. So really it's going to be the best way to do it, I think. So I went for this one, which, yep, is way overkill for this tank, but you know, that's what we went for. So all I have to do is dial down the levels on this and it should be fine. But yeah, I think the Reef Factory one's really nice. Now I did see this at Cracking Corals when I was down there. That was the first place that I seen it, and was really impressed with it. So I've done a lot of research, a lot of digging, you know, to try and find out what the light was all about, why it was that kind of spec, and you know, how to compare it and so on. So we'll go into that once I've actually seen what's in the box, but I haven't even opened this yet, so I'll open it with you guys, show you what's included, and then we'll just delve in a little bit. Now I have got some slides that I'll put on the screen and just show you kind of the ins and outs of it, what it all includes, and a bit more kind of technical spec of it, but we'll do that anyway. So yeah, first things first, I'm just going to actually open this and see what's inside it. So it comes in this little sleeve. Now if you pull the sleeve off here, you'll see that there is actually another kind of box inside that. So this is how it comes packaged. So if I take this lid off here, again apologies if that's a terrible noise, but it should hopefully be okay. So yeah, this is how it comes here. So if I take this off of this, and here you go, this is the underside of the light here. So as you'll see, it's got 2 pucks for want of a better word, whereas the AI Prime that I've got on this light only has 1. So straight away this is going to be way better than the light that's on there. I know you can't really compare the two, but yeah, that's what I've went with anyway. So I'll lift this out of the box, we'll let you see it, and I think you'll be impressed with just how small this actually is. Okay, so here we have it. This is the Reef Flare Pro. Look at that. That is a really nice looking bit of kit. So this is my choice that I've went for. But yeah, as you'll see here, if I can get this to focus again, Reef Flare Pro Blue is what I've went for, and it's the medium version. But yeah, this is it. So really nice light. It's very thin. I think it's only about 28 centimeters thick. You know, it's very thin, looks very nice. Yeah, like I say, I'll go into a bit more details in a second, but I just want to show you what comes with this. So like I say, you get the light itself, which is there, really nice. You get these little instruction cards on how to set it up and so on. They'll be really helpful when it comes to setting that up, although I believe it is meant to be quite easy. And also in the box you get this monster of a power brick. So that's going to take quite a bit of power, I think. And the UK plug. Obviously you get the plug for the country you're in, but I'm in the UK, so I've got a UK plug. Yeah, and then you get the little magnet for resetting it if you need to. So that's what's included in the box. Now, yeah, some of you go, it's just a light, big man, what are you talking about? But for me, I actually really like this. I think it's way ahead of some of the other competitors. Not all of them, but it's way ahead of some of them. And when you look at the market information on the website, it's really impressive. So I think what I'll do is I'll dive in now and I'll actually give you a bit more information on the light, a bit more behind why I chose it, and a bit more about, you know, the power levels and so on, and we'll have a look at that. So if I can put this on the screen just now, and then I'll talk you through basically why. Okay, so as you'll see here, this is kind of how I made my decision process. So what I've done, call me a geek, whatever you like, but I made a little spreadsheet up with basically my choices for what I thought. Now there's a small light section and a medium light section. So this is my kind of three choices in both. So obviously there's Aqua Illumination Prime 16HD, which is a little AI Prime that I've got on the Peninsula already, and it's the one that I actually bought first for this tank. From speaking to people, like I said, and so on, and when I put the light over the tank, I realised it wasn't going to be enough. So, you know, I thought, do I double up? Do I get two of them? I looked at a couple of different options. You know, there's the Reef Factory Reef Flare Pro Blue Small, which is a very good option, or the Ecotech Gen 5 Pro Blue, which is the XR15. So as you'll see between the small lights there is quite a difference in price. You know, kind of £240 for the Aqua Illumination, £350 for the Reef Factory, and £400 for the Ecotech. Now, I probably could have went for the Ecotech over that and it would have been fine. Personally for me, two big things in that. I do not like the Mogsys app from everything that I've heard, so the app for controlling it I didn't like, and the cost of it, plus the fact that I don't like the look of the Ecotech lights. Now, don't jump on me for that one, I know a lot of you guys will use the Ecotechs, but I'm personally not a fan, so I don't like the look of the Ecotechs, I don't really like the colours off them. It's a bit too expensive for me, and the fact that the app is meant to be quite poor, so that's why I didn't choose Ecotech. So it really brought me down to Reef Factory or the AI Prime, and obviously as you can see the Reef Factory is going to win out of that one. So then I looked at the size bigger and I went up to the mediums and thought, well, you know, if I'm going to be in this for a while, if I'm going to be upgrading and so on, I'm probably better to get a slightly bigger light. I can dial it down a little and do it that way. So as you'll see when you come up to the medium lights, you know, the AI Hydra 32 is £400, the Reef Factory is £600, and the Ecotech is £800. So there is quite a difference in price here. Now, yeah, you could argue that the Ecotech is more LEDs, you know, so on, and a lot more coverage, and, you know, a higher power consumption and so on, but the Ecotech at £800 is, I think it's just too expensive for me. So that's where I come back down again to the AI Hydra 32 and the Reef Factory Reef Flare Pro Blue. So between that, again, the AI Hydra is a very square box light. I don't like the look of the light. The app's fine and so on, but it just seemed a little underpowered for what it really says it is. Now, again, it probably will do the job, but I think it's a little underpowered. So that was one of the reasons why I didn't really want to go for that one. But yeah, obviously the Reef Factory, the Reef Flare Brew. It's not an easy thing to say that, by the way. The Reef Factory Reef Flare Pro Blue M is the one that I've chose. So just a little comparison there to show you that. I won't stick on it for too long, but that's really the reasons why for that one. So if I can move on from that and show you basically what's going on after there. So the reasons that I chose them, now as you can see here, you get them small, medium and large. So this is the blue spectrum or full spectrum, you'll get these here. I just want to show you these slides so I can kind of cover it a bit better anyway, but that's the different ones available. Dimensions are all there. Now they've covered that in the previous slide anyway, but that's the dimensions of them there. Next slide is the app. Now the app's really good on this. I've had a little play about with it before. Easy to move the sliders, you know, you don't need tiny wee fingers to get in, you can get it in no problem, and the intensity is a big thing. So you can adjust the overall intensity just by sliding one channel. You'll see at the bottom of the screen there, you can slide that up and down to adjust the intensity, which I think is a brilliant feature. But yeah, I think the Reef Flare app's ahead of both the AI app, which I do like, and the Mogsys app, which I do not. So I think that's a bit better anyway. Now again, this next slide, this is just the LEDs that's in it. Now I've showed this in my little spreadsheet I put together, but I just want to show you this on the screen here so you can see for yourself the different LEDs. I'm not going to dwell on these for ages because you can pause it and have a look properly if you want, but yeah, that's that there. The next slide, like I'd covered previously, this is, you know, we all talk about power, we don't really talk much about power. Probably because we can't measure power with most of the equipment that we've got. I mean, unless you've got some really high-end stuff, you're not going to measure power. So power is what we talk about, but as you can see here there, power is really where you want to be in. Now, power is the usable radiation. That's what we need for growing corals. You're not going to be picking up anything that we don't need, so power is the one to stick focus to, so just bear that in mind there. If we move to the next slide, you can see where the power range is on the left hand side of that. So when we measure the power on that, well I say we measure it, we don't, but when the scientists, the manufacturers and so on measure the power, that is where your coral is going to grow best. So as you can see from the graph here, high intensity of the blue, which is what your corals need to grow. That's where you want to focus more on. You know, people say power this, power that, but power is a very important thing. I'm not going to go into too much detail on power because I could spend all day literally talking about that, but power is what you want to focus on more than the power. So yeah, you can pause that again, but I'll move on to this one. This is your average power at specific depths. So you can see there what they've done is they've basically chose the Reef Flare and two other products. Now I don't know what these two other products are, but it's two other lights, similar range I believe, tested at 90 by 50 by 50, and they've put the height of the light at 30 centimetres. So they've took different depth reference points and basically measured them, 6 horizontal points across it, 4 depth points, and the average power calculated. So you can see how it compares there to two other products. Now again, I don't know what those products are, but it is very impressive to see that, you know, it's much higher than the other products. So yeah, I'd like to know what they are, but I don't know. If I move on again from that, you can see here between the Reef Flare Pro M and the L power range, so you can see quite a difference in the power there. You know, it definitely is much better. I know this is a bit blurry, the information is available online if you want to look at it, but hopefully this will make things a bit easier for you to see, you know, exactly where all the power is. Everything's on the screen there for you anyway. Again, I'm conscious I'm dragging this on a bit long, so I want to try and get through this as quick as I can. So the next slide, this one is basically just it's a guide. If you've got a densely populated tank, this will give you a guide on how many lights or what kind of lights or so on you need from the Reef Factory range. So you can pick, you know, your tank size from the top, then you can say, do I want LPS soft corals or do I want SPS? And you can see there, you know, first one you would get away with just one of the smalls. And then as you go along, you see maybe 2 of the mediums or 2 of the mediums and a small, and then, you know, so it helps you kind of work out what exactly it is you need. So that's quite a good little feature there as well. But yeah, that's really, I just wanted to cover that to give you guys a brief overview, you know, hopefully not a sales pitch, but just a little overview of why I've changed and went for the Reef Factory light. I think it's a good move. I think it'll do me good in this tank. I will do another video showing you just exactly what it's like setting up and so on, but I just wanted to give you my reasons behind why I ordered it in this little bit anyway. So yeah, hopefully that kind of clears things up a little. Okay, so hopefully that was kind of helpful as to why I chose the light. Hopefully the slides I put on the screen there kind of help explain it a bit more, shall we say. But yeah, that's kind of the reasons behind why I chose it anyway. A little look at what's in the box, and yeah, I think that's I think it's really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video here, and then I'll do another video which will be on installing the light, how to set it up and so on, and really what mounting options I've chose, what mounting options you can get, things like that. That'll be in a future video. I'm conscious I don't want these to drag on for too long. So but yeah, I just wanted to really show you that. That's what's happening. So this prime that's on here will be going away, and the Reef Flare is going to be going up there. So really excited for that. I think this is going to be quite cool. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, folks. Hope you're all doing well out there. Hope you're staying safe. Take care. Bye bye.